Hello children, it is me, LaGrouch. And I have an issue. See, I wanted this to be a part 2, an electric boogaloo. After all, you can't open up on the electric boogaloo. It has to be set up, preferably by an electrician. Luckily, I have a weapon that can make this video the electric boogaloo that I always wanted to do. The arc thrower. The arc thrower is an energy-based weapon, completely untouched by buffs or nerfs for nigh on a year. A perennial outsider to the meta, due to the fact that it is far too inconsistent to have made any lasting addition to any kind of build. This leaves us with a gun that exists in 2 states simultaneously. Schrodinger's firearm, a weapon that is both incredible and utter dog shit. There is nothing you cannot accomplish with this gun on the assumption that you have infinite time. See, this gun can kill anything. It's just a matter of how long it will take to kill it. Think of it like roulette. If I just keep betting on black, eventually I have to win. That's just science. The arc thrower works on a very similar basis. This is because the gun represents electricity very accurately. More specifically, it represents how tricky it is. A new Pokemon stat that from now on will be referred to as electricity. I fully depend on electricity every day of my adult life, yet I have virtually no understanding of how it works, other than don't try touching it or it will kill you. This seems to be about the level of electrical understanding that Arrowhead expects of us.
Alright, Dennis, go get me a harness, because I don't have to be swinging in the air to do this.
Are you kidding me?
Weaponizing electricity is a method as ineffective as it is effective, or as effective as it is ineffective, whichever one makes less sense. What do I mean by this? Nothing. What am I trying to get across? Everything. And that's just how electricity is. Electricity is like zinc, it's slippery and stupid and just waiting to kill you. This weapon is the same way. Sometimes it will hit what you want it to, but the key word here is sometimes. People sometimes win the lottery. People sometimes survive having a parachute fail to deploy. Doesn't mean I'm gonna dump all my money into scratchers and buy my parachutes from Edward Scissorhands. That simply isn't practical. Taking this gun into the game is asking you to trust in RN Jesus. And he is a vengeful God indeed. He giveth in the form of crits and he taketh in the form of bad enemy spawns. And, in my experience, the random number generation in this game seems to be a lot more on the taking side. It will take your sanity, your well-being, and then ultimately, your life. But what it will suck down fastest is time. Over a long enough time scale, this gun is capable of killing just about anything. This is on account of its level 7 armor pen. So Hulks, Chargers, Bile Titans, and even Factory Striders, if you're persistent enough, they are all able to be brought down. While the armor pen is great, the actual damage is inconsistent. Now, high pen and lowish damage is pretty common in this game, and generally speaking, it's not an issue for most weapons. It simply means you need to be putting lead in the right spot. But this gun doesn't have lead. In fact, I think it barely qualifies as a projectile. You are essentially just zapping and hoping it goes through the sea of the stomach instead of directly through the heart, Prince Zuko. Luckily, we are not limited to only attacking one enemy at a time. A unique attribute of the arc thrower is its proclivity to arc among multiple enemies. This does reduce damage for every enemy that the arc passes through on its way to the final target, but is still pretty effective as a way to deal with groups, assuming that the arc actually goes where you want it to. Because, make no mistake, this thing cannot be aimed. It's electricity, far too tricky. You can try, Lord knows I have, but it is to no avail. I am instead reduced to firing at the Hulk over, and over, and over, and over again, until I either hit its visor or do enough damage to its body that it can no longer stand up. Keep in mind that this thing does not really advertise itself as an anti-tank weapon, but then it doesn't really classify itself as a small enemy weapon either. It just considers itself to be a weapon, and even that might be a stretch. There's absolutely nothing in this gun that makes it explicitly a weapon, other than damage. Admittedly, that is the main thing that weapons do, but what I find most interesting about this gun is the amount of stun it can inflict upon even relatively heavy enemies. True, it might take 5 or 6 shots to kill that Hulk, but who cares when you can keep it totally immobilized for the duration? This may sound like a huge drain on ammo, but wasting ammo isn't a concern on account of the fact that this gun doesn't have ammo, doesn't have a backpack, doesn't even have a heat gauge like the laser-based weapons. So instead of having a gradient of time left using this gun, based on mag size, you have 2 binary options. It is either firing, or it isn't. Well, that isn't quite true. There's a brief interval between not firing and firing. This interval can be called about to be firing or could fire, depending on how optimistic you are that you will get this shot off before dying. The small charge-up time of this gun is the one limiting factor in how much you can fire it. It takes it from firing as fast as you can pull the trigger to firing as fast as you can release the trigger after the charge-up has completed. It becomes a kind of rhythm game, Friday Night Funkin', but with more fascist overtones. This mechanic is further complicated by the fact that this gun has a minimum range, and not a soft minimum range range like you have with explosive weapons, you know, the range at which you're going to danger close yourself. This has a hard limit in terms of range, in that this thing literally refuses to hit enemies that are too close to you. But that's not all. This weapon also needs whatever target you are shooting at to have a totally unobstructed area around them for the weapon to arc through. Simply put, if the enemy is standing within 1 meter of terrain, the arc thrower won't fucking arc to them. This is utter bullshit, and I am uninstalling the game. This is a Roblox channel now. Sorry, guys. Come back next week. We're going to be doing 2014 Death Run maps. Now that you know about the mechanics of this gun, let's discuss the strategies and stratagems that you should pair it with. First, we'll take a look at your primary. Given the minimum range of this weapon, you're going to want something that can dispatch enemies at close ranges. This means that explosives are a no-go. You might think that shotguns would be a good option, but the arc thrower also has a maximum range, so you're going to want something that can also deal with enemies far away. My personal pick? Baby, it's the fucking Liberator. It's as basic as it gets, maybe, but that's what I like about it. It makes up for the weaknesses of the arc thrower by having no weaknesses of its own. Of course, it has no strengths to speak of either, but the arc thrower, if I'm lucky, should be enough to carry both of them. Your armor should be light armor, because you need to remain mobile with the arc thrower. The main strategy I find myself going through is just trying to get as many enemies as I can, tightly packed into a group, and then just spraying the arc thrower into them over and over and over again until everything is dead. Light armor is the most conducive to this strat. As for everything else, it's up to you. This isn't really a weapon that needs a whole lot of support from other stratagems, though the odd 500 kg is certainly helpful. So that's the arc thrower, a gun that only really has a chance of doing something, not a guarantee. It's not guaranteed to hit something, it's not guaranteed to hit the right part of something, not guaranteed to arc through something, and thus not guaranteed to kill anything. So why take this gun at all? Because it still does kill things. It sometimes hits the right part. It sometimes arcs through. It is sometimes the best gun in the game. Just not all the time. This is the aspect of the gun that makes it so difficult to really discuss. You have some people who have great luck with the gun and love it. You have some people who have horrible luck and hate it. Then you have people like me, who think that the gun is just okay. And really, that's about where I leave this gun on my tier list. I'm not going to show you the tier list on account of the fact that the last time I did that, everyone got mad at me about where I put that one shotgun. So I can only tell you that this gun is somewhere on my tier list, warping back and forth like a certain backpack I don't have unlocked yet. One moment it's F tier, the next it's S. To take this gun is to accept your job as an agent of chaos. It is to become something that is feared by both enemies and allies alike. Because who knows what the fuck it's going to do. Is it gonna kill that horde? Possibly. Will it kill your teammate? Probably. That's just the risk you run when you take this weapon. It inherently is uncertain. But in any case, I will admit that the arc thrower is certainly fun to use. Give it a try the next time you drop in, or don't. Really depends on how you feel about gambling. Also, if you like this video, please share it. Really helps out the channel. Yeah, bye.
Subscribe to me, 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 subscribe to me.